Crystal family is picking up the pieces after a teen crashed a car into their home. It happened on the 3900 block of Jersey Avenue around midnight on Sunday. Police say a teenage driver was going too fast and was distracted when he went off the road. He hit a parked car, a garage, and a house. No one was hurt, but there was significant damage to the car and home. Police issued a citation to the teen for reckless driving. Nurses from Maple Grove Hospital announced that they plan to seek union representation from the Minnesota Nurses Association. The nurses filed for an election with the National Labor Relations Board earlier this month. During a news conference on Friday, a collection of Maple Grove Hospital nurses outlined their decision to seek union support. They say they want to negotiate employment terms, work conditions, and standards for patient care with hospital management. Nurses at the hospital will ultimately vote on whether they'll be represented by the Minnesota Nurses Association. The date of that vote has yet to be determined. North Memorial Health provided a statement about the decision. We'll have that on our website at ccxmedia.org. A new Minnesota law aims to make voting more accessible on college campuses. The new law says any post-secondary institution that requests an early voting polling place on or near its campus can get one. Representative Mike Friberg, who chairs the Elections Committee at the state legislature, says this is a great way to expand voter access and hopefully grow interest among students.
Our goal this past session has been to make voting as safe, secure, and accessible to people as possible. So this was a group we felt was kind of underserved by the current voting infrastructure.
And that just applies to schools with 100 or more on-campus housing spots. The law also opened up some funding for those polling places. It goes into effect on January 1st. Some families in the Osseo area school district may have to switch schools in 2026. That's due to upcoming boundary changes. The Osseo district will announce proposed changes to some elementary and middle school boundaries in January. Officials say the boundaries need to change due to the growth in the district. Families will get to comment on the proposed changes at 2 upcoming community meetings. Plans will also be available on the district's website. The school board is expected to vote on the changes in spring, and the new boundaries would go into effect in fall 2026. Heads up for Metro Transit riders, your ride won't be free this New Year's Eve. In past years, New Year's Eve rides on Metro Transit were free, thanks to a sponsorship from Miller Lite. There was no sponsor for the free ride program this year, but at $2 a ride, spokesperson Drew Kerr says it's still the more affordable option to get home safe.
While we are not able to provide free rides this year, transit is still a significantly more cost-effective option compared to other transportation alternatives like on-demand ride services, and so definitely consider transit.
The blue and green lines will operate at Union Depot and Target Field Station at 12:30 a.m. on New Year's Eve. A number of bus routes will also run after midnight. This past year has been a busy one at the county. Commissioner Kevin Anderson highlights some of the county's successes in this Newsmakers report.
It's been a really productive year in this last year. We did 6 board briefings, 10 budget hearings. We've passed over 500 resolutions to make sure that we're keeping the county running, and we've done some pretty incredible things.
All right. You just passed a budget?
We just passed our budget, finished up the process that was months long. We ended at 5.5% levy increase for our residents, which is actually less than most of the local governments around us. So I feel pretty comfortable with that. It's tough to find that balance of meeting our needs in the community and funding it, but keeping it at a reasonable level. This year was probably the first year that we've ever dedicated a full levy point to our healthcare, and I think that just speaks to the amount of need that's out there in the community. So.
And we know that's not just HCMC, which we've seen in the news, but here in North Memorial and Robbinsdale as well. Yeah.
So our levy point went to HCMC. In the upcoming legislative session, we're hoping to reauthorize the ballpark sales tax. That should get us to a place where we can help out North Memorial as well. They certainly need help. We need to make sure that we are working with our legislative partners to get some of these important things across the finish line.
Right. We know you've worked on veterans and veterans issues for a while, and we saw some big change this year on that.
Yeah, we accomplished something that so many people thought wasn't possible. We were able to effectively end veteran homelessness in Hennepin County, the largest group in Minnesota. And we did it by making sure that we had resources in place, and we're getting veterans who experience homelessness quickly back into stable housing.
All right, it's a big victory there.
It's huge.
All right, and finally, Elevate Hennepin. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Elevate Hennepin is our program that we are focusing on small business support, and it's really been a huge benefit to our business community. We're helping startup businesses all the way through larger businesses through cohort models and business support so that they have kind of the connections to grow and maintain their businesses.
Have you been hearing from several small businesses in your area asking for this?
Yeah, we've had a lot of really good success stories. We have several new businesses that have started up with support from Elevate Hennepin, and we're really supporting our business community in that way, which is kind of a new venture for Hennepin.
All right, a lot to be proud of in the past year. Very quickly, anything you're looking forward to next year? You
know, I really want to keep focused on the work that we're doing, but I really want to do some work on helping our seniors. They're a growing population, and we need to make sure that our services are meeting their needs in a better way.
All right.
Yeah.
Lots to do there.
Thank you.
Commissioner Kevin Anderson, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for your time.
The Providence Academy girls basketball team is taking on all comers regardless of class as they take aim at another Class 2A title. They met up with 4A power Hopkins at the Breakdown Granite City Classic Holiday Tournament. And Ches Moots has the highlights.
Hopkins and Providence Academy faced off last year at the Granite City Classic with the Royals winning that game. First possession of this game, Madden Greenway spot up 3-ball. Good start for the University of Kentucky commit. Hopkins stayed right with the Lions in the opening minutes of the game. In transition, skip pass, Lauren Hilsheim knocked down 3 from the wing. Providence's lead cut down to 13-10. The Royals kept running in the first half. Jalea Diggs scooping layup. Hopkins up at halftime, 32-25. More of the same after intermission. Diggs weaving in and out of the defense, dishing to Irma Walker. Nice fake and bucket. Hopkins got up by as much as 9 points. But the Lions weren't going to go away easy. Greenway stops at the top of the key, pull up 3, buries it. A couple possessions later, Hope Count spin by the defense, leaning fader, hit by the Lipscomb commit. Counts had 8 points. Beckett Greenway also had a solid game for PA. The 8th grader scored 9 points, including this floater on the run. That put the Lions up 3 with 8 minutes to play. Hopkins responded back. It was Hilsheim that led the way. The University of North Dakota commit poured in 20 points, but it's hard to stop number 30 for Providence Academy. Madden Greenway and 1 finish, 36 for her on the night. The Lions move on to 10-0 with a 66-59 win. In St. Joseph, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
The Hopkins boys basketball team is back to an elite level this winter. They rolled in their holiday tournament opener. Jay Wilcox has highlights.
The Hopkins boys basketball team facing Columbia Heights in the One City Classic at Augsburg. Anthony Smith finds the cutting J.J. Semenko for the hoop plus a foul as Hopkins takes control early. 13 for Semenko. A double team leads to a steal for Semenko, and he throws ahead to Smith for the easy breakaway jam, and it's 14-4 Royals. Davey Hart finds Julius Ellis with a nice pass inside for 2 more, and Hopkins goes up 26-7 as the hoops come pretty easy. Jaden Moore hits Trey Moore for the quick release jumper in the lane for a 30-9 lead. 8 points for Trey Moore. Even their misses work out. Trey Moore's 3 is off, but Ahmed Noor gets the putback on his way to a 10-point game. Once again, Jaden Moore with an assist as he finds Trey Moore underneath behind the defense for 2 more. Smith leads Hopkins with 22 as they crush Columbia Heights 93-45. They also pounded Minnehaha Academy in the semis to advance to the championship game. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
The annual Premier Banks Holiday Classic Boys Hockey event brings together 14 teams over 3 days at 3 different arenas. The Classic wrapped up Saturday with games at Maple Grove, St. Louis Park, and at Plymouth. Rogers and Wayzata both having won their first 2 games in the tournament, facing off Saturday afternoon in Plymouth. Just over 4 minutes into the game, Mason Jensen's shot from the point is stopped. Parker DeShane there to clean up on the rebound and score for the Royals. It's 1-0. About 2 minutes later, DeShane hits Jensen coming down the slot and he scores. It's 2-0 Rogers on Jensen's 22nd goal of the season. Less than 2 minutes after that, another goal. Nolan Gerda's shot is saved. Puck comes to Jake Vukic. He gets a goal on the rebound. 3 goals in the first 8.5 minutes for Rogers. Royals lead at 3-0 after 1. Early second period, Abner Bellows gets in alone and snaps a shot home for a goal to put the Royals up 4-0. They lead 5-1 after 2. Third period, Carson Clark's shot from the point for Wayzata is tipped in by number 14, Nolan O'Connell. The Trojans are back to within 3 goals at 5-2. But the Royals will get 3 more before it's over. Great pass here from Bellows to Brock Cheslock for the first of his 2 goals on the day. 7th-ranked Rogers goes on to win big, 8-3 the final over Wayzata. In Plymouth, John Jacobson, CCX Sports.